spending some time outdoors is a given this time of year. Hiking is one of the top activities people like to do to enjoy the nice weather.
Yeah, it certainly is. But of course, there are some things that you need to know in order to stay safe. Ashley Manelli is live with Tyler Weathers from the Trailblazer Survival School, kind of giving us some tips before we head out and about. Ashley?
Yeah, guys, and we have reported on some crazy stories of survival, thinking back to Amanda Eller surviving in the wilderness for 17 days. It's incredible to think about. And Tyler Weathers with the Trailblazer Survivor School is here to talk to us about the basic hiking 101. So, Tyler, first things first, if I'm new to hiking or even if I'm experienced, what are some must-have things in my knapsack?
So in your knapsack, you're going to want to have just adequate amount of food and water, and then you're going to want to plan for the worst happening. So what I would do is make sure you have ways to signal for help. Some of the ways like mirrors and whistles and even like orange bright clothing. If you're lost and you need to wait for search and rescue, that's something that's going to just make you so visible and so easy to find that, hopefully you don't get in these situations where you're stuck for 17 days.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably the worst case scenario. But, for people who are not experienced hikers, who maybe don't know where they're going, what's your best advice for them when they get out to a park or to, a trail? What would you suggest they do to make sure they don't end up in that situation?
Okay, that's a great question. You definitely want to familiarize yourself with the map and look at the local surroundings. So when I'm looking at a map of an area, I want to know kind of what my backdrops are, meaning if I look to north, south, east, west, is there a major road, is there a major train track, power line, something that if I get off the trail at any time, I know I can just head east, I'm going to hit a road, I'm going to be home. So I've familiarized myself with that. I'm also going to make sure I let someone know that I'm hiking and signing in at like the ranger station or trailhead. That way, if I'm not back when I say I'm supposed to be back, there's someone immediately there who's going to know and sound the alarm.
It's scary to think about, but this is a very real possibility in our area too. We've got so many beautiful mountains and trails, and a lot of these items are things that you can buy, in stores in this area. Where would you say is your one-stop shop if you want to get everything you need?
Honestly, I get plenty of things at Walmart now, but if for some of items, maybe a multi-tool or a filter that's, you kind of want a higher end, I'd probably go to somewhere like REI.
Okay. So you can kind of spruce in a little bit of the high end with the lower end stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, cool. And you've got a lot of stuff here. Anything else that you think is important to kind of show people that might be helpful if anything happened or before they go on a hike?
Yeah, definitely. Certain things like this is just a rain poncho. It's a little bit large. It's a military type rain poncho. Something like that has a million different uses. It can be a tent. It can be a way to collect water. It can obviously get you out of the rain, and it even can turn into a sleeping bag with the right type of gear. So something like that. So there's certain items that they have multitude of uses. And then the other thing I would just harp on the most is something like a mirror. You normally wouldn't think you need a mirror while hiking, but that is a great way to signal someone during the daytime that there's something wrong, because a flashlight's definitely not going to hit a helicopter, but something like a mirror would.
That's very, very cool. Something I learned today and never knew about. So as you guys heard, a lot of hiking tips from Tyler. If you are venturing out on the trails today or over the summer, make sure you've got some of these things with you in a backpack. Nicole, Ted?
All right, Ashley, thanks so much. Great tips there. Certainly good to have before we head out. Hopefully we don't have to use any of those emergency equipment. All right, Ashley, thanks so much.